Hello, I'm Kami G, and welcome back to our AFK Endurance videos for Plankerton. So we're again on Amplifier B here, which is the East Amplifier. We've done the East direction, so if you haven't seen that video, check that out. But now we're going to be building for the North, so there's no amplifier that stops this spawn from ever spawning. It is a constant if you have this amplifier placed down, which I think everybody does. So you'll definitely need this. So the spawn for this is on this area here. They can spawn in this watery bit down here as well, and at the back there. So we'll cover this entire thing with traps. They can, I think, spawn up there as well, on the top of that ridge, which is a little bit annoying. And there's obviously back routes they can take back there. So what we're going to do is bring them across here. And then we can knock them down there with wall launchers in this area. Over here we can use wall launchers as well. I want to avoid doing it here, as I don't want to fling them into our block-offs for their home base, because that's just not going to be good. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll bring them across here. At this point we'll block this and bring them to the side through here. On this bit we will just broadside them to Kingdom Come. On this bit, if you want, you can wall launcher them out to there, but it's probably best not to, because again, it's sort of our block off area, and it's going to give them a free reign on, flinging to this if we do that. And then at the top, it's up to you how you want to go about this. You might have risk of smashers wanting to charge when they see this, so you can get rid of this wall and just place it at the side. What I'm going to do is just leave it open though. We can close that wall and basically we can get rid of that roof actually, because we'll place the roofs after. But yeah, as I say, you can get rid of this if you want. I don't know why I'm teabagging. But if you see issues with smashers, but we'll have tar pits on the floor to stop these smashers charging anyway, so it shouldn't be an issue. We need walls here for wall launchers. Same there. Over here, we're going to put a wall there just to make sure that if stuff does get flung from here with a wall launcher, it doesn't get sent out into this area. You can extend this out, just to avoid that if you really want. You shouldn't need it though. But I'm going to add it just so that if stuff does land sort of here, it doesn't try walk, over there. Now, once stuff gets flung out here, obviously if it's a flinger or a lobber, it can probably aim at the amplifier from here. So what you can do is you can add a ceiling over this if you want, but bearing in mind this is joint spawn with the home base, so they spawn up around this area. So if you place traps, they're going to probably go pretty quickly. Now what you can do instead is just build a lobber shield with no traps, or just place anti-air traps. Either way works. What you can do with the ceiling here is have this from here and just cover this sort of area. About here should be far enough, and here should be far enough. Now anything stood here can't get an angle at the amplifier. If you do see them aiming from here, for example, just extend this ceiling out a bit. We don't need traps on these. You can put them on if you want, but they'll probably get used up fairly quickly with the home base, as I say, so not really necessary. The main thing, as I say, is them coming back up this ramp here, which we can add ceilings over. So I'm just going to start the ceilings for these up here, right here, and go along with this. So covering this entire thing. Now, obviously, having these allows the enemies to walk over the trap tunnels if they were to get up here. But we have blocked this with the other direction, just showing that just in case you haven't seen that. We've blocked all this here. And even if we didn't have this, the enemies could come here. But what you can do if you're paranoid is just block this area, just like this. Stops them from being able to do anything. Maybe that one as well, just to cover that little gap in case the AI is able to figure out that it can go in there. But yeah, these ceilings we're going to carry on over this entire area. All the way to the edge, might as well. Cover this entire thing. Like so. And then make sure you're covering this area, because this is where they will be coming back up that ramp. So, like that. Now, as I say, I think there is a spawn there, so I would avoid going too close to it. What you can do is add some walls here. You want like that, and that, and do this. Don't need to go too far, because I'm pretty sure it's just right on the edge here. You can occasionally get the tendril spawn. These guys might try drop down here, you know, and go wherever, but where they're going to go, either through the home base trap tunnels or back up through our normal ones. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. While we're here, though, we can block this just to stop anything from coming through here. Again, it's not super important, because where they're going to go, there's not really much they can do, apart from maybe coming up here. So if we just probably from here. Oops, didn't mean to place the top ones. Like that. But you probably don't need the tops for this. This is really out of the way for the enemies. And then you could do even more if you want, but honestly, you shouldn't need too much. We're just stopping the enemies from being able to get on top of the trap tunnels, basically. But that should be plenty of enough block off for that. So yeah, they can spawn in here and around this back bit, so it would be nice to have ceilings cover this. So you can actually extend this. Because this ceiling is 3 blocks up, any traps you put on it, you know, the tire drop traps will affect the spawn, so we can still do that, which is nice. We've got a wall there for more wall darts if you want. But as far as the ceilings go, that should be enough. I think you potentially can, on the very rare occasion, get some spawns up here. So what you could do for that is just, you know, extend this one, get some ceiling electric field or something, but we just want to block this side here, like this. And then, like so. That stops any enemies that do spawn up here. They'll get affected by these traps, and then they'll drop down here anyway and go through the normal trap tunnels. So we've got that stuff set up. You can get a wall here for some more damage, even a floor there. I think at this point it would get destroyed by the spawn. This one may as well, but we can place it just to see. And what you can do is you can just add a bit down here for more damage should you want to. As I say, you can block more stuff around here if you need to, but we've got enough stuff to stop them from being able to fling, so I wouldn't be worried about that. The only thing you might want to do is put a ceiling there, just to cover it a bit more, and maybe there. But with all that stuff placed, we should be good. What you can do is, as we've done with the other ones, is place thin walls like this to make the enemies walk closer to the edge. I'd avoid putting one here just because if enemies get pushed by the launcher while they're here, they'll hit the wall. But you can do it if you want. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And if you need the structures back, you can get rid of these. They're not overly important. It's nice to have them, but you know, it's not game changing. It's not break or make or break, whichever way that's said. But yeah, that should be enough structures for that, I believe. Just need some stuff at the top here, so we'll just continue the ceiling at this height for here, and do gas traps for any smashers and such that might make it to this point. But you know, you shouldn't really be too worried about this area. You can extend this if you want. That's up to you. I'll leave that to you to decide. But yeah, I'll go ahead and level this stuff up, and then I can show you the traps, perks, and where to place them. So I'll see you shortly. The anti-air trap 1 range on there for durability. Ceiling drop trap, so we're going for a crit build on this one as well. Ceiling electric field, we're going for a crit build once again, you know it. Floor freeze trap, so for this one we've got 2 impact and knockback. Floor launcher, so for whacking all the impact and knockback on there. Tar pit trap, so for this one I like to go for full durability. Wall darts, another crit build, another all-rounder build. The wall dynamo trap, so for this one I've gone for energy. Wall launcher, so for this one we've got 3 impact and knockback. Wall lights, so another 3 impact, 2 reload speed. Wall spikes here, we've gone for crit build, so 2 crit rating, 2 crit damage. Wooden floor spikes, so crit build on this one, that's pretty much All right, now that you got that stuff placed down and leveled up, we can go ahead and place the trappy poos. That was cringe. So at the end, as before on all the other ones, we're going to place tar pit traps. Stop those smashers from charging. Going to get those going throughout pretty much most of this. On here, we'll start doing floor spikes, hoping that they'll last a bit longer, durability-wise. For these first walls, we'll do full durability wall launchers. This one included, this one. So basically all of them, I guess. And then towards the end on these ones, we will do the ones that have more impact and more reload speed, just in case the smashers do make it here. We'll do, if I can get them, broadsides there. On this ramp at either side as well. We can do it on the sides, but it's not going to let us, because it's inside the ground. So I'll just quickly do that. Throughout this bit, we're going to do broadsides either side, because it is just the best damage you can do. On this back one, we will do wall darts. There. These are all set up. Down here, we can do wall darts on these two. Beautiful stuff. Just going to level that up in the meantime. We do want some sound traps, so what I'm going to do is put one here. This will help with the exploders. Just thinking what you can do at the top here to stop the enemies from just sort of like walking up and doing that. I mean, it's not the worst thing if they do that, but what you could do is just have like that if you want. I'm probably going to leave it without, but just I wanted to show you guys what you could do should you want to. Just in case that one sound trap isn't enough, you could add another one, say here. There's a few other places you could put them. You might have to sacrifice one of the launchers, like for example this one here. You could just replace that with a sound trap as well. But if this contains the exploders enough on its own, then you're obviously good to go. Just level up this one thing before I forget about it. We can start with some of the ceiling traps back here. So at the amplifier itself, we're going to have gas traps, and then on this staircase we'll do tire drop trap. On this whole thing we'll do tire drop trap. On these I'm going to slow the enemies down by pushing them back. So I'm just facing the direction they would be facing. On this one I'm going to place it this way so that it knocks the enemies off the floors we have here. What you can do on these two is place them that way. You can even do it on that one. Reason being is if anything does land here, for example, these will then knock it off, which is, you know, what we want. On this ceiling here specifically, and you can add one there as well if you want, if I can stand in the right place. You can add one there if you want, and at the other side, but we're just going to put a ceiling electric field here, which will zap into the trap tunnels. You could do it there as well, but I'm going to go for tire drop traps there. And on this area here, we'll do tire drop traps as well. I'm probably going to need to craft some more. Again, just facing the amplifier. These, again, will act for the home base as well. It's mainly a lobber shield, so I'm going to avoid placing it on these first. We'll just place them. Who cares? But yeah, if you notice anything fleeing from here, just extend this ceiling, obviously, further, and that will deal with that. For this ceiling here, we will do electric field. And then for these coming up the ramp, we're going to do tire drop traps to knock them further down, to make it slower for them to get back up. Same there. And then across the entire spawn, we're just going to put tire drop traps. So I'm going to have to craft some more that don't have enough. So we'll do that. You can put wooden wall spikes with healing on this. And now that we have our tire drop traps back, Go ahead and place these. It doesn't matter too much the direction of these, but these ones on the ramp, I'm just going to face the ramp so that they get knocked further down. And then we can level that wall up while we're here. Then for these, I'm going to avoid placing one on that one. And I really don't think it's that important to place it in the corner here. We will just make it up there. From here. We want traps up here, but I'm just going to place wall spikes on that one. You can place a ceiling there as well with damage. But up here, as I said, we will do ceiling electric fields. And then the tire traps down here, it's less important, as I say, because I don't think much is going to be down here. So I'm going to avoid placing in that corner. It's more just for stopping blingers and the such. Up here we can get some wall darts. So if I go to wall traps, I've gone to both of the other ones first. Well done. We just place these like that. Wow, that was expertly done. Then on these ceilings we can do we'll do drop traps on those ones. But on these we will do zappy boys. And then for these we'll do drop traps. Facing the amplifier, sorry, so that they knock them away from the amplifier when they go off. And then that should be everything you need. As I say, this area here, you may need to expand the ceiling if you are seeing flinger issues. But for the rest of it, we're golden. Absolutely beautiful stuff. You can add damage here if you want. It really isn't necessary, though, because the enemies should be flying straight out. And then, yeah, everything up here is sorted. You can put wall darts there. Probably don't need anything there, to be honest. So yeah, there you go. There's your build. Lovely jubbly. Sound as a pound. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, please. It helps support me. Obviously, I have a creator code as well. Been flashing it throughout the video, so if you do feel like supporting me that way, that would be beautiful, but you don't obviously have to. But yeah, keep an eye out for the future videos, for the other amplifiers, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully. Cheers.